Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website howtobecome.com, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to pass a cabin crew interview. So if you are applying to become cabin crew with any airline whatsoever, make sure you stay tuned because I promise to help you be the standout candidate. And just very quickly, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button because then I can help you pass every job interview you ever attend, and please give the video a like because that motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much. Let's get straight into the tutorial. So as you already know, competition for cabin crew places is fierce. Therefore, you need to give powerful answers to all of the interview questions that make you stand out from the rest of the applicants. And this video will help you to do exactly that. Now, this video is relevant for all airlines, including Qatar, Emirates, Ryanair, EasyJet, Wizz Air, British Airways, Virgin, TUI, Indigo, the list goes on. It does not matter which airline you are applying to work for as cabin crew, the tips, the questions and the answers are all suitable and relevant. So to help you pass your cabin crew interview, I will cover the following 3 things during this training tutorial. Number 1, I will give you 5 crucial tips to help you pass your cabin crew interview. I will then give you a list of interview questions you really must prepare for if you are going to pass your cabin crew interview. And finally, I will give you unique, top scoring answers to all of those interview questions. So let me start off and give you those 5 really important tips for helping you pass your cabin crew interview. Cabin crew interview tip number 1. In your answers to the interview questions, make sure you demonstrate your understanding of how important safety is within the role of cabin crew. Now, the main job of cabin crew is to be there for the safety and the comfort of the passengers. So when the interviewer says to you during your interview, "What are your strengths?" say this: "My strengths include my awareness of safety, my ability to follow strict rules and procedures, the fact that I have a good understanding of how to provide exceptional customer service and how this impacts on your airline, and my ability to work with others as part of a team." Now, as cabin crew, my priority would always be the safety and comfort of the passengers. And to achieve that goal, I will need to take on board lots of safety training and apply the relevant rules and procedures every day in my work. Cabin crew interview tip number 2. Now, before you attend your cabin crew interview, make sure you research their airline in detail. I cannot emphasize enough how important this is. Now, as you are probably already aware, the majority of candidates simply want to become cabin crew and they do not care which airline it is with. Now, this is not helpful to the airline. So the cabin crew recruitment team wants to hire people who genuinely want to work for their airline. So if you research them in detail before your cabin crew interview, it significantly increases your chances of success. And also, you are going to have to answer the interview question, "Why do you want to work for this airline?" during your cabin crew interview. And if you've carried out little or no research, you can't give a good enough answer. So the best way to research an airline in preparation for your cabin crew interview is to focus on the following 3 areas. Number 1, go to Wikipedia and learn about the airline's history and key facts, including aircraft types in its fleet, the destinations it flies to, and also information about the airline's branding and mission statement. Number 2, make sure you follow the airline on social media and take note of their latest news stories. And number 3, visit the airline's website and find out about their future plans. What are the plans for the airline? And what are they trying to do to reduce their impact on the environment? Now, if you learn all of this information, it tells the cabin crew recruitment team you are genuinely interested in working for them for the long term and you want their airline to be successful. Cabin crew interview tip number 3. Make sure you thoroughly read the job description for the cabin crew position you are applying for and think of previous situations you have been in where you have demonstrated the key skills and qualities required in the role. So the top 10 key skills and qualities needed to become cabin crew are safety awareness, excellent customer service, an ability to follow rules and procedures, teamwork, being able to remain calm under stressful situations, reliability, flexibility and adaptability, empathy and understanding, organization and attention to detail skills, time management skills, and also exceeding expectations. Now, I can guarantee you will be assessed against these skills and qualities during your cabin crew interview by way of situational and behavioral interview questions. Now, an example of a cabin crew behavioral interview question is, tell me about a time when you delivered excellent customer service. Now, if you can't answer this question, you won't get the job because it's a key skill needed to perform the role of cabin crew to the required standard. Now, later on during this tutorial, I will tell you exactly how to answer this and more difficult cabin crew interview questions along with top scoring scripted answers. Cabin crew interview tip number 4. Think about the challenges the airline is facing right now and what you could do in the role to help them overcome them. So during your cabin crew interview, the interviewer might say to you, what are the different challenges facing our airline right now? So the airline industry has been having a tough time of late, and airlines need cabin crew to really step up and provide exceptional service to their passengers to encourage them to fly again time and time in the future. So here's a great way to answer this difficult cabin crew interview question. What are the different challenges facing our airline right now? Here we go. There are various challenges facing your airline, including the recent pandemic, the increasing competition from other airlines, the environmental impact, and the fact that passenger expectations are increasing. Now, to help you overcome these challenges, I would have a duty as cabin crew to always provide the best service possible because this would encourage passengers to rebook and fly again. I would make sure safety is a priority in my work so that passengers feel comfortable and secure whilst flying with your airline, and to also make sure that I am available to work the hours needed and more to support the airline if my cabin crew co-workers ever go off sick or are not available. Cabin crew interview tip number 5 is to prepare answers to the cabin crew interview questions that are often asked by airline recruiting staff, and also carry out a mock interview before the real thing. Now, if you sit down in front of a friend or a relative, or even in front of the mirror, and practice giving your answers to the questions, it will really help to reduce nerves and boost your confidence levels too. Now remember, cabin crew are confident people, and we need your confidence levels to be sky high, excuse the pun, during your cabin crew interview. So there are several questions I recommend you prepare for before you attend your cabin crew interview. Let's now take a look at those questions, and I will also give you some top scoring, unique answers to help you pass your interview. Cabin crew interview question number 1 is, tell me about yourself. Now, when answering this first cabin crew interview question, talk about the skills and qualities you have that match the job description, and talk about how you have been focusing on gaining the experience needed to be able to apply to become cabin crew with their airline. Let's take a look at my example answer. Tell me about yourself. Here we go. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be interviewed for this cabin crew position today. I would describe myself as confident, resilient, reliable, and someone who enjoys working with different people and learning from them. I am a very positive person who believes you only get out of life what you are prepared to put in. Now, over the years, I've been careful to build up the skills, qualities, and experience needed to apply to become cabin crew with your airline. Now, after graduating from my education, I worked in several customer-facing roles, and it was here where I learned the importance of being commercially aware. I understand that for your airline to continually succeed, I must provide exceptional passenger service. I have also worked in roles where safety awareness is critical. Now, outside of work, I lead a relatively stable life, and my personal situation means I am available to commit to the busy schedule of cabin crew and to also cover extra shifts and flights as and when needed to help the airline. Now, having studied the job description for this cabin crew role, I am confident I can excel in the position and make a valuable contribution to your already established cabin crew team. Cabin crew interview question number 2 is, why do you want to be cabin crew? Now, this question is going to come up during your cabin crew interview, and you must be very careful how you answer it. Now, my advice is to state that you have held an interest in becoming cabin crew for some time, and that your personality and career ambitions are a perfect match for the role. Let's take a look at my example answer. Why do you want to be cabin crew? Here we go. I want to be cabin crew for several reasons. Now, the first reason is the level of responsibility that comes with the role. I enjoy challenges, I like learning new things, and I particularly enjoy helping people and making a positive difference in their daily lives. Now, as cabin crew, you are the face of the airline, and you get to make a difference to everyone you meet. I also want to become cabin crew because I will get to work with so many different people throughout my career and experience different cultures. Now, this means I will have to use different skills to contribute to the team each time I fly. And I will get to learn new things and gain different experiences because I will be working with a truly diverse team of people who all have a common goal. Finally, I want to be cabin crew because I will feel immensely proud to wear the uniform, to be a part of your impressive airline, and to do a job that I am confident I will really love doing. Cabin crew interview question number 3 is, tell me about a time when you provided excellent customer service. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a cabin crew behavioral interview question. It requires you to give a specific situation you have been in where you demonstrated excellent customer service, which is a key requirement of the cabin crew role. Now, when you answer this and any other cabin crew behavioral interview question, my advice is to use the STAR technique to structure your answer. So the STAR technique stands for situation, task, action, and then result. So you start off your answer and you tell the interviewer the situation you were in. You then move on and briefly outline the task that needed doing. You then give in-depth details about the action you took before finishing off and explaining the results following yours and other people's actions. Let's now take a look at my example answer. Tell me about a time when you provided excellent customer service. Here we go. In a previous role, a customer called to discuss an issue they had previously raised with a colleague of mine who was now off on leave. Now, the customer was annoyed because my colleague had promised to get back to them, but they never did. So it was my task to resolve the customer's issue and to rebuild the trust in our company that had been lost. So I started out by listening to the customer and demonstrating empathy for their situation. I told them I would feel exactly the same if I were in their situation, and that I would do everything in my power to resolve it for them whilst they were on the call. So after I had gained sufficient background information, I asked the caller to be put on hold whilst I carried out some checks, to which they agreed. Now, after several minutes, I came back on the call and explained what I would do to put things right. I resolved their issue there and then. I apologised once more for the inconvenience, and I issued a partial refund for their order due to the problems they had encountered. I then followed up with a customer 2 days later to check they were still happy. And when my work colleague returned from leave, I explained what had happened, and I urged him to put steps in place to make sure this situation never happened again. The next cabin crew interview question is, how would you deal with a difficult passenger? Wow, this really is a difficult and challenging cabin crew interview question to answer correctly. Now, in your answer, demonstrate your ability to remain calm and provide exceptional service whilst following your training and the airline's operational procedures. Let's take a look at my example answer to help. How would you deal with a difficult passenger? Here we go. I would listen to the passenger to find out the exact cause of their issue. I would ask probing questions to get to the bottom of the problem, and I would sympathise with their situation. Now, if the airline was at fault, I would apologise quickly. I would ask the passenger what I could do for them that would make them happy. And I would also make sure I followed my training and the operational protocols detailed by the airline. Now, at all times, I would remain calm, be confident and resilient in my abilities, not take anything they said personally, and I would go out of my way to provide outstanding service. Now, in a second, I'm going to give you more cabin crew interview questions that I strongly urge you to prepare for. But before I do, if you want to accelerate your learning further and you want to download the answers that I have already given you today, click that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video. Head through to my website, howtobecome.com, and you can download my full set of cabin crew interview questions and top scoring answers, including the ones we worked through together today. It's a fantastic resource and it is applicable to all airlines. Make sure you check that out. Let's now take a look at the rest of the cabin crew interview questions I recommend you prepare for. So the next cabin crew interview question is, what will you like and dislike the most about being cabin crew? The next one, list the different duties and responsibilities you will have as cabin crew for our airline. Tell me about a time when you demonstrated flexibility and adaptability in a previous role. How would you deal with a passenger's complaint whilst on board a flight? That's a difficult one. Here's another really hard cabin crew interview question to answer correctly. A child won't stop crying on board a flight, and some of the passengers are complaining. How would you deal with this situation? That's a tricky one. Why do you want to work for our airline? That's definitely going to come up during your cabin crew interview. What's your biggest weakness? Another really difficult one to answer correctly. How will being cabin crew impact on your personal and social life? What have you done to prepare for a career as cabin crew? What would you do if you had to work with someone on a flight who you really disliked? Tell me about a time when you lost your temper. Wow, how do you answer that question? And also, what makes you the standout candidate and why should we hire you? Now, if you want the answers to all of those questions, again, click that link in the top right hand corner of the video and head through to my website, howtobecome.com. It's a fantastic resource. You can have it within your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and it's going to make you be the standout candidate during your cabin crew interview. Finally, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, because then I can help you progress throughout your cabin crew career and pass every job interview you ever attend. Please do give the video a like. If I see you liking the video, it tells me you find the content useful, and more importantly, it motivates me to put more time and effort into creating videos for you. Thank you very much. And also, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching the video and for supporting my channel. I wish you all the best for passing your cabin crew interview. Have a brilliant day.